Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am so sorry. I have you guys waiting like 5-7 minutes. I apologize. Shit. I'm trying to get it together. I'm a work in progress. Not quite like Ramona because she's a disaster, but I'm not far off. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But with that, guys, in the live chat, thank you for being so patient with us. We have so many great topics. Right after this, I have the Katherina Mazeppa full interview dropping. That was from a year ago. I'm going to discuss this with Ashley and kind of explain a little bit because I saw where a lot of people have a lot of things to say about why I never dropped that in the first place 1 year ago. I don't have to defend myself, but I'm going to. You guys will get exactly what I'm talking about. But in the live chat, tell me where you're watching from. Give Ashley some love and let's jump right in. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, my dearest. How are you, you sun-kissed beauty, you?
I'm good. I'm like in my happy space.
I said sun-kissed, but it actually looks like the sun actually like licked you or something. Like your skin health is so important. Like sunscreen, my love. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. Your skin is your biggest organ.
I mean, listen, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I've been going to the beach every morning, but I'm not going during the sun time. I walk my dog at 6 a.m. I wake up at like 5:55 and I take her. We go get a pup cup. She gets like full sugar and then she gets 5 miles on the beach and she loves it.
Oh my God, I love that journey for both of you.
Yeah, and then after I drop her off and I'm like, you get a bully stick and then I go to the gym. So it is what it is.
Oh, I bet you're the best dad ever.
But I
did, my husband, of course.
Listen, I mean, we do anything for the fur babies. But I did want to say, you know, guys, and I'm going to probably with Ashley kick off this talking about the Lenny Lisa stuff just to get it out of the way. I did an interview about a year ago in October. When I did the interview, I posted it the last day of BravoCon, and it was just scheduled to post that way. I was on a flight from Vegas to Hilton Head Island, and we had to stop in Charlotte. It posted while I was in the air. I had no Wi-Fi, nothing. And mind you, I am the one who set it to that. I just didn't know how the timing was going to be. My phone was ringing off the hook. I was receiving tons of text messages, tons of DMs from Lisa Hochstein, so many different people saying, you cannot put this out there. Like, this is our friend. We just went to a party with her. What are you thinking? And then I had a conversation with Lisa Hochstein at the time, and she spoke to me just from a mom's perspective of everything that she's gone through with her kids. And watching my mom go through multiple different divorces and how things affected her, it was something that sort of tugged on my heartstrings a little bit. And that is why I decided to take the interview down. Now, it didn't serve me any right. I saw where people were like, okay, well, he knew this was a shitty move. He knew this. No, guys, anytime that I do an interview and it's something like this, it's a production for me. Nobody else is paying for it. I'm paying out of my pocket. I have to get a videographer. I have to get an editor. I have to pay to travel. I have to get the flights. I have to get the hotels. I have to get everything. It costs me a lot of money. So to just scrap something is not an easy decision for me to make. And now with everything that's going on with Lenny Hochstein and Katherina, formerly known as Mazeppa, but now Nalek, Katherina. It's now I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to share it. And I know that she, after I decided to take it off, she decided to share it on her own Instagram, but I am sharing more footage to the interview that was originally cut out from the version that she got. It's going to be a different experience, but you guys can check that out on Up and Adam channel 2 today at 1 p.m. if you guys are interested. 1 or like 1:15, something like that. Go check it out. Jason said it. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because, you know, Ashley, like, even with what we do, it's like sometimes it's so exciting to get a story or get something, but then sometimes you have to humanize the situation and kind of put yourself in it and decide, is it worth it? Is it worth like hurting somebody who's already like, do I want to kick somebody while they're down? And as excited as I got about releasing the first interview from Lenny's mistress, is what she was labeled as, Lenny's mistress, and hearing her side for the first time, when I heard a mom like so upset, and just seeing her so visibly upset, man, it like effed me up. I can't do it. I can't. I have to pull the interview.
I have to be honest with you, as somebody who sits behind a computer all day, just having this experience with you on a weekly basis is like, and knowing that like there are housewives out there that watch this show, it's a very humanizing thing. Like all these things matter. And like when you have that connection with somebody, it's different. And I respect the position you were in, because yes, we have like, money doesn't just come to people in roles like we have. Like we have to go out and a lot of times spend our own money to, you know, get opportunities like you just detailed. And you did what you thought was right in the moment. You did the interview. People want the interview. They're in the public eye. You did nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with what you did. However, situations change and your opinion on the situation changed and you retracted. And I don't think there's any shame in that. And you didn't need to apologize. You explained yourself, and I think your feelings are totally valid, but I think you should give yourself some grace on that. And I think the world is ready to hear this interview. Me being the world, I'm ready.
Well, speaking of, you know, with everything that's been going on with Lenny Hochstein, so now we know that Lenny put out a statement through page 6, pretty much explaining that him and Katherina have decided to dissolve their engagement. They are not moving forward with a marriage. And she, right after, posted a photo with a man named Tom Gasp. And they were close to kissing. She deleted the photo, and then she posted another photo with him where it wasn't so romantic, and just saying like, you know, we have each other and friends, and like if you jump, I jump. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, like when he posted the nice, I have a theory, and I love when we share theories.
Give it to me.
When he posted the nice, you know, after 2 years, wonderful years together, we had adventures, and this is amicable, and I wish her nothing but the best. She's a beautiful woman. I'm like, no, what this is you probably got effed over, but after Lisa came out and said everything that she did about you, I'm sure his business, because based off of what he said in court documents, his business was impacted by that. And I think that he probably does not want to go through that again. So instead, you know what? You want to go with Tom Gasp and his tattoos and whatever. Not saying she is, but that's how it appears to the fans. Then you go do that. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to get into another lawsuit. I'm not going to fight with you. And for her, now his friend has come out and said, what are you doing? Lenny took you from off the streets, like pretty much calling her like Aladdin, like riffraff, street rat. Like, took you off the streets and made you a princess and stuck you in the Star Island mansion. How dare you do this to Lenny? He should stick you in prison. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
The audacity. And he literally said in his message, lock her up.
Lock her up.
He literally said, lock her up. So he called her. So Lenny's friend called Katherina a red sparrow, as in she's like some Russian informant, some sleeper spy. Like,
is that what red sparrow means?
Yeah. Like she's so, like first of all, she's Australian, isn't she?
She's Austrian.
Austrian. Okay, I put an L in there. Okay, very different places, one letter difference. Forgive me. I actually am pretty decent with geography. That wouldn't show at the moment. Yeah, no, I'm very, okay, first of all, I have so many thoughts too. I think one of the reasons why Lenny was so kind, I agree with everything you said about the page 6 interview. Also, he knows that karma is a B to somebody like him, and is also, karma is a queen to somebody like Lisa Hochstein. Karma's a B for Lenny, who is a cheater. The woman who he cheated with allegedly is now cheating on him. He obviously is going to get dragged for that because the cycle continues. And here is Lisa Hochstein, like the great Taylor Swift says, karma's the breeze in my hair in the weekend. She's living. Look at her hot boyfriend, her good life. She is still sitting pretty, Team Lisa all the way.
You know what, too? Somebody messaged me and said, you lose them how you get them. And then I was going through. So in case you guys didn't see, let me just, for you guys really quick, I'm going to post, or I'm going to share this. But somebody posted on my profile, they were like, Adam, hold on, let me see. Oh, it says, don't understand why you didn't drop it back then. I used to listen to you all the time. And after that interview, you know, you're backtracking. It made you look like so much of a people pleaser, which isn't a good look. And I just kindly responded and said, you know, there's a backstory, but I totally understand your point with the heart emoji. Thank God there are so many other content creators for you to watch. Happy Friday, which I'm not trying to fight with anybody in the comments, guys. It's not me. But if you guys didn't see it, let me just give you the preface. That way I pin the link in the comments or in the live chat. You guys can go check it out. But here is the updated trailer.
Okay, but before we start, you slay with the music, Jason.
Yeah, no, he always kills
Jason
it.
kills. Sorry.
No, you're good.
If I'm nobody's victim, Lisa, who it appears that she sent it to the press. Whoever said money cannot buy happiness never paid for divorce. I wouldn't use the word worried. Want to leave this chapter behind me once and for all. And it was something to celebrate. I'm celebrating a new start.
Not walking out of Lisa's mansion. Ugh. Okay.
Woo! Like, did Lisa pick out that lawn furniture? Like, I mean,
Lisa, Ashley, you have no idea. My phone calls with Lisa after, I had such bad anxiety. I had it up. I took it down. I had it up. I took it down. I was like, and she's like, why are you doing this? And I was just, and she was like, once she said to me, I'm a mother. I was like, I looked at Jason and I said, scrap it. And he's like, scrap it? Like, do you know how much money we put into this? And he's like, are you sure? And I said, scrap it. And Jason's like, I think you're making the right decision, but like from a money standpoint, like we're going to lose on this. And I said, just fucking scrap it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So now here we are a year later. There you go, guys. It's coming out today.
Wow. It's interesting to see how things can turn in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, the opinion of Lenny hasn't changed, but I'm very curious. I don't know anything about Katherina except that she's a model. I mean, she's obviously stunning. I am very curious to hear what she said because we don't know what Lenny told her. I mean, obviously he was married, but that doesn't mean they're not separate. I'm sorry. Can you hear that?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We all know that dinging sound. It just means
my
you're
gosh.
busy.
Aunt Darcy, not now. I'm going live. Yeah, I am very curious to hear what she has to say because we've only heard Lisa and we've obviously seen Lenny always as the villain, which I don't think that's going to change, but possibly like I'm open to humanizing Katherina when I listen to your interview.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. I think you'll enjoy it. But all right, guys, we're going to end up moving on from this point. Let's get into a positive, not disappearing off into the sunset to Saint-Tropez with some other man. Which honestly, no offense to you, Jason, but like if I had some type of, I'm just kidding. I'm
Sandra
kidding.
Pay sounds so hot right now. Like
Yeah.
HAWT hot. Like
I don't even know what San Tropez looks like because I don't live like the other, that like upper echelon kind of world. But I'm like, man, I really envy the shit out of you guys. So San Tropez it up, you know?
I'm going twice here with geography. I'm pretty sure that's the north of France.
Yeah.
Somebody can fact check me in the comments.
But what my point was, I was getting to is that we have some exciting news. We have a new baby. So
A new
congratulations
baby.
to Lala Kent.
Yay, baby S is here.
What do you think baby S's name is?
Can I be honest? I don't care. And I like Lala. I don't care. I don't care about these like just tell us your baby's name.
So you
I don't
think
care.
that you get more annoyed that it's like dragged out to be the
Yeah,
story?
nobody cares. Just tell us your baby's name.
Yeah, because we're gonna find out anyways.
She had a baby. Like I didn't really see that it was news that she had a baby. We knew she was having a baby. I mean, obviously the baby's here. We're excited, but like I just don't find this to be like the most like interesting newsworthy story. And I don't care about like, oh, we're gonna stay in the headlines, we're gonna play this game, and we're gonna have people guess. It's very smart on her part, see what she's doing, and I get it, but I just don't care to engage. And I actually like Lala very much, but like
I think the baby's name is going to be also occupied with like, or it's going to consist of like that ocean theme. I think the baby's name is probably going to be like Sailor or something. Probably. But also, I agree with you. You know, one person that I got to give it to because it was commitment. Kristen Cavallari literally just showed her 12-year-old son's face for the first time. That is 12 years. That's commitment. So if you're going to do that shit and not let us know the name and you really want to protect your kid and you're going to keep it out and it's not a publicity thing, no, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But if we're just like, well, this week I'm in the headlines because I gave birth, but in order to be in the headlines next week, that's when I'm going to do the name reveal, or I'm going to do some sort of hangman, like guess a letter, and I'm going to post it. I'm like, yeah, shut up.
Well, we all know she had the baby, like was probably, I think the second was the date that was the, date that the baby was going to be born. She put that like, and she obviously had like a deal with Us Weekly or whoever was the publication to announce it. All the like publication was the same time as their Instagram posts. It's all paid for. It's all, they're working together on these things. She couldn't have picked a worse time. She had no idea. It's nobody's fault. But that was like the busiest afternoon, like Bravo pop culture news wise. There was just story. And then Lala's baby got out there and I was just like, oh, she did all this planning with Us Weekly or whatever publication and it's getting like drowned out in this crazy news cycle. But yeah, I'm happy for you.
Well, and I'll say just to add on to what you're saying, like obviously when you post stories, you get some sort of, I'm not on the same platform you are. So like, I'm not posting stories like that. So I would imagine that you would have analytics that would tell you which stories are more popular, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the same thing. I thought the Lala story yesterday, I chose it as my first story to drop for the morning because when I drop my first story, those are usually the ones that get boosted into the algorithm and those are the best ones. What a flop. People did not. And I said that to Jason. I went upstairs and I was like, he's like, was it a good story? And I was like, I think it was a good story. I mixed other Vanderpump Rules stuff in with it. And I went to Starbucks. I came back. It was like 40 minutes later. And I was like, oh my God, it flopped so hard. And normally my story, like the stuff that I put out, I would say 2 out of every 10 are a flop. Mm-hmm. I thought this would have been something really good, but you're absolutely right. People did not care. People are like, congratulations. We are so happy that you have a healthy baby. Yes. We don't care about the name guessing game. And we hope that you and your baby live in beautiful bliss. And that's it. There was
we love this journey for Lala. Love that she's happy. This wasn't it. She wanted this to be a big deal for the Bravo sphere. And I just don't think people cared.
Which is so fucked up in the sense that like, you know how like her and I love me some Sheena, but you know how like Lala and Sheena don't understand why Ariana gets all of this like grace for everything and attention. Like if Ariana announced tomorrow that she was pregnant or announced on the same day that Lala gave birth, it would be literally main headlines.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would definitely not be good for her self-confidence, I don't think. I think that would be really, really hard for her to swallow. I don't understand what Lala's thing is with Ariana. Like, she really seems to dislike her. And I think it's come out more than just jealousy, which it came off across as first. But like the fact that she keeps on coming back, like her podcast, she keeps on coming back to Ariana. She brought up her dad again and how like Lala said that she loved her dad more than Ariana loved her dad because she was sadder when he passed. Like, she's brought this up numerous times. Like, that's weird, dude. Like, that's freaking weird.
Yeah. Well, and also to kind of, you know, piggyback off of what you're saying, I think that Andy Cohen said it right. And I've said this so many times on my channel, but Andy Cohen said that it takes an element of narcissism every time, you know, you have a new cast member or somebody who joins reality TV. In order for them to do that, they have to have that, whether it's a small or big component of narcissism. And I think that it's also a competitiveness that comes with that. And I think that everyone, even the joke is like, I'm the number one guy in the group. Everyone is trying to be the number one in the group. And when it's not you, you're like, what the fuck? How is it not me? But it's like, it just ain't, girl. You're not it. You're not it.
Right.
You're not the creme de la creme.
Right. And it doesn't mean you weren't or you never will be. It's just like, maybe this isn't your moment. And that's
not
okay.
your moment. But you know what? When Ariana fell on the bar at Tom Tom and like clanked her head and like fell over, it wasn't her moment. So
it was our moment as viewers. Like, that was like
Yeah.
one of those like just slapstick, perfect, like Three Stooges wish they could have like done that as well. I mean, it was just perfection.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So good.
It just wasn't her moment. And right now it's not yours. Well, Lala, we wish you and baby S, whether it's spring, sea, summer, sea monkey, I don't know what it is.
Sea lion, seahorse. Nope,
Anything
not
else?
sea urchin. That would be really not good.
That would be fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's going to be Sailor.
Or Sailor.
Like, Sailor. My money is on Sailor.
All right. Well,
And I love Hey Cav so much. I loved your Kristen Cavallari reference. Obsessed with the Hills. Love Kristen. Love Elsie. Love the whole thing so much. But Kristen legitimately waiting for her child to be old enough, a teenager who made the decision for himself. I respect that. Like, she has never, like, anytime he was posted, he had like a sticker over his face. Like, never seen ever.
And such cute kids, I'm sure. Like, even it just I wouldn't imagine that her kids would not be stunning kids, especially because both of them are great looking. But good for you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Well, Lala, we're going to leave you alone. I want to take this over to something that I find to be very, very dark. So I'm going from a negative to a positive, back to a negative. Okay. So call me ping pong. Call me pickleball. Tennis. I don't give a shit.
Oh my God.
Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Okay, guys, we're going to get into this, the OC of it all, because I thought this was absolutely horrendous. Let me just kind of explain why. And I said a little bit of it in a video earlier. And people sometimes, Ashley, which I find really interesting, sometimes when I do these lives or if I do pre-records, people don't like if I give my personal story or touch on something for the most part. And I think it's because they just want to get to the story. But when I'm doing it, I'm just kind of trying to explain where I'm coming from and how I'm understanding it from my own personal perspective. And that's why my opinion is the way it is. So it's, you know, but with Shannon in this DUI, and then finding out in last night's episode that Alexis Bellino is telling everybody that John Jansen has this camera footage. My mom went through a really, really nasty divorce. And this man who is no longer alive, not because of my mom, he died on his own.
Thank you for clarifying that.
He was not a good man. But he definitely died on his own, you guys. Rest in peace. But he literally did everything to torment my mom. He threatened her with weapon violence. He stole her truck in the middle of the night so she didn't have a way to get to work. He tried sabotaging her job so she would come back to him so he could pay her bills. He stalked her at bars. He would sit outside with binoculars. Like, the guy was insane. And he would threaten her because she was trying to get custody of me against my dad, and threaten her with different photos and videos in order to disturb the custody battle, and saying that he was going to take it to court. My mom, I've never seen her. It was the most, like, for me, I was in 5th grade. It was terrible. I watched her cry every single night. She was so upset. There was nothing she could do unless she just went back to him. And that's the only way he would leave her alone and not destroy her life. So she was choosing between me and this man who was destroying her life. It was an awful thing to see. So watching last night's episode, it really triggered me in the sense that I'm seeing this and it's like, this is so fucked up. But that was my opinion. I don't know. Everybody has their own.
As somebody who doesn't have the life experience that you do, I think as a human being, that was hard to watch. Like, if you are an empathetic, a person who has any caring bone in your body, that was not easy to watch. It was, in fact, quite terrible. And I'm really glad the smoking gun was the picture of Shannon after the accident. And I'm just so glad that Shannon had showed that. Like, she released that photo.
But that's not the smoking gun. That's the photo that she sent.
Right.
The smoking gun is the footage that we haven't seen that Tamra is still claiming could potentially come out at the reunion.
Do you think it's going to come out? Like,
I don't think Bravo would air it.
I don't think they would either. I think that's just too low. And I think that would just take them to way, especially at this point, the fact that it's not been aired yet, like within the storyline, if it would have been like kind of like your story earlier with Katherina, if it was already aired and it was out there, it was out there. But the fact that like they can like gauge how the season's going and make that decision moving forward, like they are not going to put that in. They're not. I'm going to tell you now, we're not going to see that footage. And thank goodness. It's disgusting. Whether or not she has children, it doesn't matter. She is a human being, and that is just wrong.
You know, it's almost like, and I know it's comparing apples and oranges. It's like Stassi Schroeder effing up and calling the police on Faith Stowers. And I know that was race related. This is not, this is DUI. So there's like a bad component to these things that are happening, that are affecting these people, and by their choices. Stassi chose to call the police. Shannon chose to get behind the wheel drunk. However, I do feel like it is so easy for us to sit back on a pedestal and judge these people that we're watching and be like, how stupid are you? How ridiculous. You should never see the light of day again. You should be punished. You should be this. But then it's like, what's insane to me is that I have really, really great friends, an amazing family, and I can look at all of them. And if they said that about either one of those two, I could look at them and be like, do you want me to go down the laundry list of shit that you've done wrong? Like, can you imagine if we never forgave you? It's a part of life. You fuck up, you make mistakes, and you hope that eventually you can show people that there's some element of growth in it and that you've learned. But that's just life. That's what we do. We evolve. And once you start weaponizing things and not allowing the person the space to evolve, I think that's really when we all kind of lose. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like all of us were losers yesterday. Watching that episode, like, was there a winner yesterday? Like, I don't feel like anybody was like, ended up like looking like a better, like, it was just all messy and I hated it. Honestly, I hated it.
The winner was Heather Dubrow's massive luggage style Birkin. That's it. That was the winner. Because it definitely wasn't Johnny J's Ferragamo's, which Heather, I love her. She's such an asshole, but like in the best way, being like, they're only like $475. That's
just like, that's not that much.
It's like, that's not that much. And some people are like, that's like my car payment.
For real. For real.
legitimately. But it's okay, Heather. We love you. We understand
Heather
that
gives
you're
us
not
so much.
relatable. That's why we love you. But
No,
no,
Heather, one of the best moments yesterday was Heather teaching her assistant how to properly fold for her vacations with the white tissue paper. Like that's five-star housewifery right there. Like that is what these dreams are made of.
I could not. I would never work for her. Ever. I couldn't. I'm the laziest. Honestly, I cut corners. My friend the other day, I was talking to my friend, and like we right now are launching, Jason and I, a new company. And we're in the process of it. And there's a lot of meticulous things that are going into it. And I'm like, thank God he is handling those those parts of it, because I like to work smarter, not harder. I like to do things the way that I like to do them. And I'm not by the book in that sense. And Jason is like, step 1, step 2, step 3. And sometimes you just need the steps,
Yeah.
and Heather is somebody who needs the steps. And anybody who's going to work for her, you're not going to get a binder. You're going to get a massive ass. It's going to look like a Bible. You know what I mean?
Color coded. It's going to be in alphabetical order, chronological. Yes, that's the book you're getting.
Well, moving on from you, Shannon, and we appreciate the hell out of you.
Something about Shannon real quick.
Yes.
It's an observation I made, and it's something from the news cycle the week prior, right before the episode aired. There was footage of, I'm pretty sure it was from Page 6, of Shannon breathing into the breathalyzer before she got in the car. And then like that night or the next day was the episode where we saw that happen. I thought it was in very poor taste. Like when it came out and I saw a bunch of blogs picking it up, like, ooh, look at Shannon. She's having to blow in the breathalyzer to get behind the wheel to drive. I was like, I don't think I want to publish that. It didn't really, I just felt like she made a mistake. Like, it felt like we were like kicking somebody while they were down. But then I saw it in that episode that either aired that night or the next day. And that made me wonder. And I am not looking to start like any kind of Katie drama here, but like, how did Page 6 get that photo?
Mm-hmm.
But like, where, like, I'm not saying Shannon
Somebody sent it in.
Huh?
Somebody sent it in, I think.
Somebody had to send that in. Like, who did it? Because, like, if you look at the picture, it's like a zoom, like a good camera lens, like better than an iPhone. Like, it's from far away. It's a professional camera. So somebody had that because of the timing, unless the paparazzi were holding on. But how would they know when the episode was going to air? I don't know. I just felt the whole thing was weird.
I thought it was weird too. No, I completely agree with you. And also, have you ever had to blow in one of those breathalyzers?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so story time, guys. My friend from Serbia, I was working at a taco shack with Sheena's ex-husband, Mike Shea. She was working the front, and we were supposed to go hike Runyon Canyon, which is like the Hollywood sign or something like that. Something, yeah. Beautiful. She got a flat tire. Well, she called me and said, I got a DUI. I have a flat tire. The police came around and they said that they're going to loop around whatever highway it was. And if they come back, then, like they're going to run my plates and everything. And she's like, is there any way you can help me? So I ended up calling AAA. I called my dad. I didn't have AAA. I was 19. I called my dad and I said, can we use our AAA on my new friend? She's from Serbia. So we used
honey.
Dad's like, oh, you got a girlfriend. Okay. So we used the AAA for the new friend, and she was like, my nerves are just shot. I can't drive. I said, okay, I'll drive. And she's like, well, but first you have to blow. And I was like, blow what? And she's like, I got a DUI. So I was like, and it declined me like 3 times because I wasn't humming right, which watching it on the show, I got what she was saying. But then finally it let me blow, and it was like, okay, car activated. Then we were 15 minutes down the highway on our way to go pick up her stuff. And it was like, you need to blow again, or else the car was going to shut off. So it's like, like,
what does that mean? Shut off? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if it shuts off like while you're driving, if it tells you like 30 seconds until car departure. I don't know.
Is it going to spontaneously combust? Like, I have questions.
I don't know this shit. But what I do know is the drama in the OC does not stop with Shannon. Now.
Whoa. No, it does not.
Vicki Gumbelson came out and she said on her My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast with Christian Grey Snow. I don't even know if that's Christian's real name. If it is, it's a really freaking cool name. Like Christian, don't really know him. So obviously nothing negative to say. I just think that they have a really great podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I lost your sound, Adam. Adam, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, well, I think this just unplugged. Hold on. But what I was saying is, come on.
I've got you. Oh, no, I don't.
Can you hear me?
I got you now.
Okay, perfect. What I was going to say is that for Vicki Gumbelson, she went on the podcast and she completely ripped into Tamra, but ripped into her daughter, ripped into, you know, why don't you talk about your marital issues with your husband? Why do you think her daughter doesn't talk to her? Why do you think like she chose the show over her daughter? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Then Tamra came out with this crying, pleading video where she was like, please just stop. Stop trying to hurt me and my family. And that was also bizarre. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Did you post this on Taste of Reality?
Yes, it's like a four-part series. Today, I think it's 9:43 here in Vegas. I think I've even posted 2 stories about this today, and it's escalated to the point where Tamra called Vicki a pig.
Guys, let me play this clip first.
I'm
Here
not
we go.
well. I'm not okay.
I've tried so hard not to listen to what Vicki had said about me, and I just keep getting bombarded with it. I'm in just disbelief, in such disbelief that this woman would go so low. Do you know what it's like to lose a child? Do you know what it's like? It's the most painful thing in the world to insinuate it was because I was on the show. No, that's not what it is. You win, Vicki. I don't know what you want from me, but you got it. You win, okay? You kick me when I'm down. You hurt me all the time. I can't do it anymore. I don't want any part of this. You can have my spot on the show. You can have whatever you want. Just please leave my family alone. Please.
Okay. Well,
if this is acting, give the woman a Golden Globe. Give her an Emmy. This is outstanding performance. If this is acting, the cracking of the voice, like people are skeptical online. I've been very much enjoying this saga. Sorry, but I have been. People are very anti both of these women at this point, but people are not buying Tamara's tears.
Did you see Vicki's response?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, in case you didn't see Vicki's response, this is it.
Seeing you guys have rough patches of friendship, this might be the darkest time for you guys, but is there ever a way back?
I don't know. You know, when I'm not working with her right now, and I always went back because I needed my job and I wanted my job. And Bravo doesn't want to be filming, just like with Teresa and Melissa. You can't reality show if you're not friends with the people you're working with. So for me, it was always like, suck it up, buttercup, apologize when I didn't need to. I apologized to her to try to get back into social graces with her on the TV show about Brooks. I had no apology that I had to do, but my producer said, go apologize to Tamra on the beach over at Kelly's. I'm like, what am I apologizing for? This happened to me. It didn't happen to anybody but me. And so I did. I asked her for forgiveness and she's like, yeah, I'll forgive you. And then we moved forward. But I was like, in my heart, I was like, what the hell am I asking her for an apology for? It was because I wanted to move on the show and I wanted to show the viewers that, I was willing to put it behind me. That makes sense?
But I do.
Okay. Who's more in the wrong here?
I think maybe Tamra. Well, Vicki didn't say anything that we didn't already see on TV. These are all storylines that we've seen play out. She's not airing anything that we haven't seen.
Right.
So I think
Well,
it's kind of all fair game as far as that part of it goes.
I agree with that, but also I want to say that Vicki's calling out Tamra's tears, but Vicki going on and saying, I wasn't saying anything bad about Tamra's daughter to hurt her or her daughter. I'm like, you're calling her out for being an actor, but you're also acting to save your own ass right now because you know that this was shitty and you acted out of emotion and you're a very intelligent woman. You created a multi-million-dollar business out of selling insurance. You're very smart. You know what you said, you know what you did, you know what the repercussions were going to be. And Tamra knows by making this video pleading, I think that she thought that was really going to sway fans. However, fans are looking at Tamra like she is the true villain this season, especially with the way that she's treating Shannon. So you're all really just losing at this point.
Everybody's losing. Again, nobody's winning in this situation. Vicki's reasoning was, I didn't mean to hurt Tamra. I didn't say anything that wasn't a fact. She used the word fact. And that's the hill she's standing on, is that she didn't say anything that wasn't already public knowledge, and she just brought it up. So she's not wrong. I'm not saying I agree with her. I'm taking her side, but that was all public knowledge. Like, it was, period.
Dot.
Yeah, the whole thing is, ooh, yeah.
You're like, yeah.
I miss my amigas.
Yeah, well, your amigas were one threesome. Now they became a twosome and a onesome. And if they keep on at this rate, they're going to be 3 onesomes.
Ooh, yeah, no. I have to say, I've been really enjoying seeing the women who have supported Shannon. Like, it's felt really good, especially Emily this season. Like, because Emily hasn't always been the nicest this season, especially to Jen. But just seeing how she really, really has consistently rallied for and around Shannon, I really appreciate that. I think it was nice to see.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Well, we're going to move this over to Jazzy because the fans are flipping out on Louis Ruelas and his family and his brother because they find him to be incredibly creepy with a couple of photos that came out. And now I have to pick your brain because I want to know, is it a reach or do you understand where the fans are coming from? I can't find the photos anywhere, and I just realized that I had them in my roll right here. But what they're saying is the way that his brother, who is on the end, is holding on to Melania. Now, at this point, it looks like a family photo to me. I got a lot of shit when I spoke out about this because I said on my channel that I feel like this comes off completely innocent, and people want to believe that it's some weird something. There's like some weird intention behind it. And I'm like, guys, even I look back at some of my family photos where we're all just like standing like this, my sisters, my brothers, friends, parents, friends, and we're just like locked because you're squeezing in for a photo. That's how I felt. But Ashley, where were you at?
Okay. So it's crazy that I'm so glad we're having this conversation. And I had this conversation just yesterday with my business partner, Imani. And she handles majority of the social media, and she alerts me that we are getting dragged on X.com because of this post. The post as written was, there was no opinion point. I didn't put any POV in here. It was just straight, like, factual information. You don't have to agree with it, but it's right there in black and white. Yeah. The comments on these 2 photos dragged this family for absolute trash. Personally, I did not put my personal opinion in here. I didn't see anything wrong with it personally, but based on the overwhelming commentary, I wrote the article, and people on X were like literally dragging us like, you guys are making it weird. You guys are the creepy ones. Why are you doing this? This is slander. It's salacious, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nowhere did we say this. But it's funny because that was just something that had kind of been on my mind. And as you know, I listened to your show. And last night I heard you talking about it. So I ran to your comments, and people were like, really, like, no, it's creepy. Like, I don't like the people in your comments were like, I don't like what I see. It seems weird. I didn't really see that, but like, fans are divided.
They're divided.
Put the picture up again. Would you mind?
No.
I mean, he's not. I mean, if I'm really nitpicking here, like in the picture of him in the white shirt, like his hand is touching Teresa's shoulder. Like, he
Yeah.
reached over to Teresa. Like,
It's not. Honestly,
I
we're
don't think
making something out of nothing
I
here.
I
I truly believe it's a reach. Like, I think it's a reach. I think that we want something to be pissed off about, or we want to find something, so we're looking for it, but I don't think this is it, you guys.
I
I
think
think
there's enough out there about the Ruelas family that we don't need to be grasping at these straws.
and also Melania's on her way. Like, she just got to Tampa. She's trying to go into college, do her thing. Let the girl do her thing.
People were asking in the comments, like, are they dating? Like, that did not look like a dating picture to me.
They're not date. First of all, no. She's gonna go to Tampa. She's gonna find her somebody fine, whether it's a male or a female or however they identify. She's gonna find her somebody that she's going to have fun with, whether she brings them home or not. She is not trying to get with this 50-something-year-old man. I don't see it, especially not her mother's husband's brother. And if she did, then great. Cameras pick back up because shit is about to go down.
I don't know if Bravo's the network for that. That sounds more TLC to me, but we could pitch this. Like, it's pitchable.
It's pitchable. All right.
Somebody will buy this show.
Oy, oy, oy. Okay, so before we end up capping off, I wanted to hear what your thoughts were about Jax Taylor. Obviously, Zach Wickham from the Valley confirmed that he was in rehab and not in a mental health facility. And he pretty much said, how did you go into rehab and come out a shittier human being? How does that happen? And
well, I think if you go in for performative reasons, you're not going to get the help because you're just going in there to literally like do whatever, like go for a nice quiet 30 days. Like, honestly, I'm not mad at you. It sounds quite enchanting. I am not surprised. Is anyone surprised that Jax is still a monster?
I'm like looking at this too, though. I'm like, Zach, you got some balls, buddy.
He's
like,
petty with a purpose, and we love him for it.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, I remember being around Jax, and I remember his explosive personality, and I remember when he would get pissed off, and he'd get red in the face, and it'd be like, "Whoa!" Yeah. It was like Louis, you know, it was like this crazy rage. And I remember how scary. I'm like, I don't want to get punched in the face by this motherfucker. Looks like he can move a building right now. He looks so mad. He's scaring me. And he's big. Jax is big. He's a big dude. So if I were Zach's like, yes, bitch. I don't know who goes to rehab and comes. I said it. And I was trying to be petty and I don't care. And it's like, it's fun to be like that. Like, like whatever you do, I don't know. And Zach has that sass. And I know Zach too. And it's like, you got it. And I'm not saying, you know, like, I hope anything happens. I don't hope anything happens. But if this man, if you're sitting there poking and poking and poking, and he's losing his wife because of himself, losing his kid because of himself, you know, but then all of a sudden he sees you and he knows that you're talking shit and dragging him on social media, and he grabs you with his hand, like, I would be a little afraid. That is just, he is not the person I would fuck with. He is so unhinged. Honestly, like, as somebody who full front and center has been there, the guy is terrifying when he is unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and in early Vanderpump Rules seasons, we saw him like taking all those supplements. Like, he called them supplements. We're going to call them what they are, in steroids. And they made him up. And he was like, he was like the Incredible Hulk. Like, we literally watched him rip off a chunky white sweater in a parking lot to beat somebody down. Like, this man is, as you said, unhinged. And Zach is in Hawaii being petty on the internet while Jax is back home in LA. Do you think he's going to go out to LA or to Hawaii to join them?
I don't think he'll go out to Hawaii to join them. But the thing is it's kind of like the equivalent of a modern day, like, keyboard warrior. Like, eventually Hawaii's going to end there, girl. And you got to come home, and you're going to have to film a scene, and it's going to be awkward because you're going to be standing across. And you better hope he's not unhinged in that moment.
Well, let's hope that he grabs something that he learned in his 30-day nice rehab stint. I mean, honestly, I hope he learned something. I hope he learned something for his sake, all of the people in his life, specifically his son. I think it's really good press, if nothing. I think Jax does everything for press and for PR and for, just swaying public opinion. I think it's really smart from a PR perspective that he's staying back from the Hawaii trip. He was just in therapy, treatment, whatever, for 30 days. For him to come home for a week and then go right back out to Hawaii, I don't think would look great. So the fact that he's like, no, I'm finally home with my boy. I get one-on-one time with my son. Like, that's wonderful. But I think he's doing it so he can be like, oh, I just really need this time to bond.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, guys. Well, with that, we have our interview with Katherina dropping in 3 minutes on Up and Adam channel 2. Let me just show you guys really quick in case you missed it. Full interview right here. You can go see it. Full interview. Just click on it. Make sure you smash the like button. And I'm going to send everybody over there. But before we do, if you guys have not already become familiar, well, Ashley is about to tell you exactly where you can find her, starting with Instagram.
This is our Instagram. Imani has been doing an amazing job holding it down, staying up to date on all the pop culture happenings. So make sure you follow taste_of_reality on Instagram. I think it's T_of_R on Twitter. Like, why does the universe hate us? Can we just get our name, please? Can we get our name? There's like a name of a deli, Taste of Reality in New Jersey. And somebody sent me a sandwich order not too long ago. I'm like, okay, we need to work. No, the universe, no, we need to stop with this.
Like,
oh, yeah. This really upset me. This Tamra judge calling Vicki a pig. I mean, I get you're mad, but like that is the lowest you can hit somebody. Like the meanest.
She brought out the Kelly Dodd.
Whoo! I mean, that is so intentionally hurtful. And can I just say, I love Miss Piggy so much. She's like my favorite Muppet and like my favorite fictional character of all time. So I don't think of it as an insult at all, even though it was intended as one. I think Vicki should own it because Miss Piggy is a bad bee. And if you don't follow Miss Piggy on Instagram also, she is the most fun follow ever, you guys. I know that sounds insane, but you have to follow. I think it's the real Miss Piggy. But follow us too and read our stories.
The real Miss Piggy. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and head over to Up and Adam channel 2. Like I said earlier, I am dropping that interview. So just go. Did I already exit out? I did. Okay. So just go check that out. And then I'm about to jump off of here while you guys are watching that. Jason will be in the live chat with you guys. And I'm going to be recording episode 4 with Monica for the Salty podcast. So happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We did it, you guys.
Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you, Adam and Adam's family, for having me as always. I love being here with you guys.
Yeah. See you Monday.
See you Monday.
All right. Have a good one. See you
Bye.
soon.